This video is gonna be perpendicular or vertical, so if you got a problem with that, then go ahead and click off. But I don't really care. It's been a minute, and I've been really just experiencing life to learn perspectives and unlearn those perspectives. Because to actually experience life, to actually gain wisdom, and I put quotations on gain wisdom because you're really just unlearning what's been programmed into your DNA or into your mindset. But your DNA is your mindset. But for example, there was a hair on my shoulder. For example, I ate meat for the first time in close to 4 years, which is just crazy to me to think about now. But honestly, the past 4 years for me have just been, I'll say the past 5 years, honestly. The past 5 years for me has been such a transformative, I want to say transformative, and I've just been jumping timelines. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it's really like that. And I feel a shift coming soon as well. Just with how I've been sitting with myself, sitting with my thoughts, watching the wind and the trees, really just watching myself. And I say that because when you look into quantum entanglement, this is so amazing. I forget what the experiment is called, but you can look it up. Basically, there's 2 laser points, right? And the 2 laser points are going through 2 slits within this wall, right? And there's something to measure there's something behind these 2 slits to measure the wavelength of the light. And the thing with this is, on the paper, it showed up as waves, right? But that was when they were not observing it. Sorry, I had to get my thoughts together. That was when they were not observing it. When they did observe it with a measuring device, when they did, the crazy thing is, instead of it showing up as a wavelength or like ripples, or yeah, I mean, you get the idea, like this, but everywhere, right? It only showed up as 2 dots. It only showed up as 2 dots. What that means is light can only be perceived when it is, oh my gosh, light can only be perceived when it is observed. If everything is vibrations around us, everything is light codes, everything is lights. So for example, when you're not at work, is work actually there? When you're not at the grocery store, when you're not looking at the tree behind me, for example, or whatever, right? Is it actually there? How can molecules, how do these molecules know that you're looking at them? And how do they know that they're being recorded or observed? That's the thing. That's the thing, bro. It's confirmation. But that's the thing with life and the simulation behind what me and you experience, or what I experience as an observer. Getting my thoughts back together. You are a reflection of every single thing that you observe. as within, so without. As the thoughts that you have of yourself, it'll reflect back onto reality. And that's because everything you go through, experiences, expectations, standards, what else? How you respond to things, how you experience things, are all a reflection of your subconscious mind. And I wrote down some notes while I was reading this book I've been reading. It's called, sorry, I had to remember. The Power, I actually have it right here. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This one right here. Get this one. I forgot where I got this book, probably at Barnes & Noble's a couple years ago. You can see it's like, I got it wet at one time, but nonetheless, I was reading it, and it's never take anything as truth within language. And I say that because that language can be coded into programming, because that language is not of you. That language is of beings that want to control you, or yourself, really. So there's the there's the Bible verse, the kingdom of God is within you. And I don't understand, well, I understand because you take it literally from the Bible, but I thought there's something on me. But the kingdom of God can't be within you, because the kingdom of God wouldn't call itself the kingdom of God. And why is it that just the whole Bible doesn't make sense once you go outside your body? But how can the kingdom of God be within you when... I was trying to get my thoughts together on that one. It just doesn't make sense to me. Because how can a title be within me? How can God express itself through me? If God is expressing itself through me, then it wasn't called God, it was just myself. But even myself wouldn't be called myself, so at that point, what is that? Source. Or whatever you want to call it, honestly. Damn, we're getting hair all over me. Gross. And I got another one. If you judge someone, you convince your mind that you are that. What you do towards will come back to you. So when you're judging somebody on the street, right? Or put my mirror back. When you're talking shit about somebody, or judging an experience, or whatever the case may be, judging someone because they have a learning disability or a ignorant mindset. Okay, you can judge them all you want, not saying that you can't do that. That's up to you, and however you want to go about your life. But when you speak, remember the saying, as within, so without. And going back to the quantum science, going back to quantum science. It's my first video in a minute. Going back to quantum science, and just the infiniteness that you are not, because you wouldn't say that. It just is what it is. You would automatically think that, oh, this is a reflection of myself, but you wouldn't have to say that, because you'd be speaking through telekinesis, but you wouldn't even be speaking at all, to be honest. It would just be like an observation. It would just be a thought. Or would it be a thought? You know? Yes and no. Because that thought wouldn't be called a thought, but that thought would be it would just be present with itself. Honestly. I mean, But if you're judging somebody, you're convincing your mind that you are that. If you're calling this person ugly or slow, retarded, I don't say that, but you can say that. Ugly, whatever label you want to put on it. When you call this person that, you're talking to yourself. I'm stuttering. You're talking to yourself. And when you understand that, that's when you really start to be careful with the words that you speak. Because what is the one? It's as a man speaketh, so he thinketh. Literally, what you say to yourself, what you affirm to yourself, is what you are. If you're a negative person, your experiences are going to be negative. If you're an uplifting, elated person with those qualities within your mindset, then your experiences are going to reflect that, because that's your mindset. Your mind is so powerful that it's beyond words. Your mind is so powerful that it literally tells you the computer simulation that you're being in or experiencing. It looks right back at you. That's crazy. Next one. Within judging people and understanding people, to understand is to forgive all. To understand is to move with grace. To understand is to first forgive yourself, honestly. Forgive, and that's a part of my healing journey too, in this chapter of my life right now. It's unlearn. It's, like I said, learning or experiencing to learn to unlearn. So I'm experiencing what it means to be a human. I'm experiencing that lifestyle. I ate meat for the first time in 4 years. I had lamb in a shawarma wrap. I did. I never had that before. I wanted to try it. And honestly, halfway through, I got sick of it. Literally. My body was like, nah, this ain't for us. But I wanted to experience that again to understand why I moved away from that in the first place. I had to ask myself, was this due to my own accord? Or was this due to outside or external, internal forces or thoughts? You know? Was this some sort of spiritual psychosis? Or was this actually what I wanted to do? What I wanted to experience? And so I did that. And after that, I was a lot more lenient with my diet, because, you know, my face is looking good right now. I still feel like I have a long way to go on that, but it's looking good. There's no denying that. My smile looks good. My hairstyle looks dope as fuck. I don't even know what I do with this, but, you know, I was really lenient on what I was eating. And I wasn't eating like shit, but I was eating like the average American. Honestly, no, not even close to that. But I was having shawarma, guys, if you know what that is. I was having the vegan options. I haven't eaten meat since then. I may have had fish. I did have fish. I had some fish tacos. I'm in San Diego. I gotta try some Mexican food. If you're not trying Mexican food out here, then you're missing out. But to each their own. I had some, you know, like falafel bowls, and I mean, plant-based chips, and I tried vegan quesadillas with vegan carne asada and cheese, and yeah, that was fire. Some fish tacos, soy rizo fries. If you know what soy rizo is, it's like chorizo, but it's soy rizo. Hella good. Soy rizo burritos, just different coffee shops, things like that, you know, just experiencing. Growing up within my family, growing up with a single mom, my dad being present, but to a point. Growing up with a single mom, all I have experienced was the lack of within that dynamic, you know, because single mom raising 2 kids, she can only do so much. She can only bring up as much money as she can to feed her kids. You know, so I live in situations, we were good, we were taken care of, we had our own place, but it was small. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, what you live in doesn't matter. I live in a van. I live in a van in San Diego. And that's a part of giving grace to yourself too. Giving grace to yourself. Because giving grace to yourself, being able to sit within yourself and just saying, you know, like for myself, for example, me and my girl, we saved up for over a year. We had a whole nother van before this. That was a piece of shit. Sold that van. I got a beat up car. You know what I'm saying? For like another 9 months, just stacking. I worked a job that I disliked. I would not go back to. I was working security at a mall that was run down, did not have proper equipment, proper communication, and yeah, I was doing security. It was an experience for sure, and it taught me a lot of things about myself and how to handle myself in certain situations. There's a couple fights, but nothing crazy. Besides, there was a 50-person fights when there was a carnival outside. I ain't never seen no shit like that, and I'm glad I'm outside of that. I'm a bud trimmer now, and these are just temporary experiences. Don't get me wrong, but out of all the jobs I've had so far, out of all the plantation camps that I've worked at, this one is up there because I can listen to audiobooks while I work. Whatever I want in my headphones, whatever I want. And I've been learning about social skills, emotional intelligence, the power of your subconscious mind. What was the other one? Just the game of life. And just different topics like that. I have this book right here. A Way of Being, The Creative Act. This is a really good book too if you want to become more creative. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got the soul symbol on the front. But what is a soul? You know what I'm saying? What is a symbol? Right. I mean, that's the contradiction of life. That's what the game of life is, contradictions. Because no one way is truth. No one mindset is truth. Unless that's your truth. But your truth is not someone else's truth. So that's why unhealing it takes a lifetime. You will never be unhealed. You can heal as much as you want to, as much as you can. You can put in the work every single day and become a better person every single day, but that's everlasting. And that's also a beautiful thing too, because it's a beautiful thing because every day I'm finding new ways to love myself. Every day I'm relearning to love myself in different ways. Through talking to myself, through journaling, through reading, through sitting in stillness or just sitting with myself, because I how can I say that? You learn to love the journey. You learn to love the process. And in a way I can correlate that to working out, because I'll be honest, consistently I've been working out for over a year now. But when I was first introduced into working out, it was 7 or 8 years ago, and I did it consistently within those 8 or 7 years, consistently for probably about 4. I'll be honest, counting the most recent, right? Working out has shown me to fall in love with the process, because eventually you get to a point to where you thought you wanted to be at, or where you've seen yourself being at, now you're living in that, you're experiencing that. It's like, whoa. The same thing can be said for how you think about yourself, how you carry yourself. All of a sudden, one day, You're just experiencing it. And that was crazy timing. But you're just experiencing it. Because how you talk to yourself, how you convince your subconscious mind through your conscious choices, what you say to yourself, what you think to yourself, all, how can I say this? It goes beyond a quantum timeline. It goes beyond quantum timelines. And I say that because you are the observer of many realities. You're not just the observer of this reality, but yes, you still do experience this, only this one reality. Because if you were to experience all realities, imagine how much information that is. Like, would you even, you would be in what's the word? That's just too much information to handle. You couldn't. You would kill yourself. And I mean, just imagine how much information that is. That's lifetimes. No, you're not doing that. I was saying though, forgot what I was saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. It'll come back to me. But yeah, okay. So it goes beyond quantum timelines because all that there is you. There's the saying, "I am that I am." I am awareness, experiencing myself or observing the experience of myself. I am the, what's you call it? I am beyond the controller, but I am controlling the controlled game, the simulation, through my choices. You say it like that, but I'm basically the electricity that powers on the game. That is everything within the game. But yet, I'm not only the electricity, I'm the vibrations, I'm the molecules, I'm the fucking animals, reflections, I'm the books, I'm in realms outside of the physical. I only see 0.037% of what I experience. I believe that was the number. So at that point, if you see that and you don't change your act, if you don't change your acts, if you don't change your thoughts, if you don't change your habits, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Obviously you're not comfortable with yourself, obviously. And if you are, okay, cool, but there's so much better you could be doing for yourself. You can, anything you want to achieve, put your mind to, it will come to fruition. When you plant seeds within your mindset, obviously it's not going to take a day to grow. It's not going to take a week to grow. You won't see results until 2 weeks, maybe a week, maybe. But in a year or two or more, because even my lifestyle with my girl, with my wife, with my partner, my divine feminine, we manifested this. We literally did. And things just fall into place when you move with love. Things literally fall into place. Convince your subconscious mind that everything will work out no matter what happens. Everything is going to work out. And so be it. Because you are the one who gives God this power. God never had any power over you besides the power that you gave to it. Because God is just a title. God is a fictional character, or non-fictional character. But once you believe that God is this omnipotent being for your better good, and you're gonna go into heaven, then obviously, yeah. My phone ran out of storage, so yeah, so I'll make this quick. But I was saying, obviously when you transcend, you're still going to be attached to the physical. because you're thinking in titles, you're thinking spell casting language. So what else do I got? That's really it. That's really it. And just understand that everything is of the mental, the law of mentalism. Everything is of the mind. Everything. From how you look, from how attractive you are, from how handsome or gorgeous you are, to how you talk to people, to how you talk to yourself, to what you do on your free time, to how you react to things. I mean, we're just getting to the same things. But positions that you're put into, opportunities brought upon you, where you're gonna be at tomorrow, 5 days from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You know, it also determines whether or not you will be alive tomorrow or in 5 minutes. Although that's never ever to be taken granted of, because you don't know. But I mean, first off, you were never alive to begin with. But within the simulation, within what we're experiencing, right? Your choices, you can either speak life into you or you can speak death into you. And conforming to a humanoid, you could say humanoid, I guess, but conforming to a human's mindsets without contradicting it and forming your own truth and just doing what you need to do when it comes to spiritual acts, or just taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental and all that, making sure you're good, however formation that takes for you. That's all I got. Basically, your thoughts attract the reality that you perceive. Your thoughts attract the reality that you observe the experience in. And that's it for this video. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm just talking to myself. I want to, and I am affirming to myself that I am becoming more comfortable in my skin. I'm handsome. I'm confident. I'm confident in myself. I attract the thoughts that bring me positivity, goodwill, abundance, prosperity, mindfulness. What else? Just the overall opening up of my mind like this, and you know that scraper thing going like taking that out, or fuck the scraper thing, taking it out, and then boom, just never going back, but going back to experience, to unlearn. Basically the title of this video, and just what I've been experiencing, honestly. Yeah, I've been in San Diego for about almost 4 months, if not around that. And the amount of experience I've been gaining just when it comes to living on my own with my girl, obviously, but the majority of choices fall onto my shoulders as the man in the relationship. Where we go, what we do, what we eat, what we, you know what I'm saying? But obviously not everything is on my shoulders. It's balanced, as it should be within a relationship, because when she's down, I'm up, or when I'm up, or when I'm down, she's up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I love about my relationship too with her, because the level of open-mindedness and the level of safe space within that open-mindedness and comfortability, and her being in her divine feminine and divine masculine, and yeah, I'm grateful. But I don't hope, but I know that abundance will come to you through your daily acts. I know that prosperity goes your way because you put in the work. Prosperity comes your way because you wish that for others. And I know that you will have a great day. Thank you. I'm gone. Peace. Peace. And that's all.